Hey everyone, welcome back. Hype Performance Group recently announced the H160 for Microsoft Flight Sim, and I requested a preview copy to check it out, and it is awesome. Everywhere you look on this thing, it has amazing detail and just crisp, wonderful modeling, awesome mapping and textures. It really is an amazing aircraft. So they've announced on their website that they're putting it for release on Friday, October 27th for $49.99 US. From what I've seen so far, I think that is a great deal. It's a superb looking aircraft. It's very realistic. You can even see the brake lines for the main gear. It's so well done with the texturing outside and modeling outside and the mapping and inside. It just looks amazing. So I took it for a flight. I hadn't really set up the controls yet for any of the autopilots, but I use a Pro Flight Trainer Puma. It's a set of controls that mimics the position of actual helicopter controls, no centering spring, with a light touch. It actually mimics a set of helicopter controls very well, and it stays where you put it when you take your hands off of it. So I'm not using the cyclic trim release, and I'm not sure how that affects how the aircraft will fly. But I did put in a couple of questions to the developer to see what their thoughts are on my control setup. And they've been pretty responsive, so I'm pretty happy about that. Anyways, I took a couple of flights with it. One around New York. I shot some video, but I actually, at the end of the flight, I had to crash the desktop, so I wasn't able to get any of my outside views, which I like to record from the replays. I only really included a little bit of the footage from that. The second flight I took with this helicopter was out of Tokyo Heliport. That's Romeo Juliet Tango India is the code for that one. And the photogrammetry around the area is really good. So what I did notice in both of those places are pretty high intensity areas with a lot for the graphics card and the processor to manage and draw. And I didn't see any performance hit on the sim. It performed really well, and the detail level was still really high. So that's one of the main things in flying helicopters. If you get jittery performance, it's going to be hard to manage and control in a hover. I haven't yet had a chance to dive into the systems and automation of this helicopter using any of the auto takeoff features or auto hover features. I need to do some mapping and make sure that I have all of the autopilot features set correctly in my control setup. But just starting it up and getting it out of the box, flying it hand controlled, it flew very nicely. It's fast, it's a good computer, and it'll be nice for sightseeing. Also, from the cockpit, it has great visibility, and all the modeling and texturing is excellent, and it's probably one of the most immersive, realistic looking cockpits up to now in Microsoft Flight Simulator. So it's a really good place to spend your time. Even with the autopilot functionality still on and hand flying it, it still behaves like a rotor disc. I believe with Airbus helicopters that the automation or the SAS is built into the autopilot. It's all a proprietary system that they designed and developed, which is the same system that's in the H145. But on the high recon and low recon for the approach, it still slowed down and behaved like a helicopter should behave. I didn't have any moments of surprise or what the hell moments where it didn't respond to a control input the way that I thought it should. And it was stable and smooth. The Airbus H135 and 145 models aren't really something that I'm particularly interested in. I've just never been fond of those helicopters, but this helicopter is something that I can definitely get into. And they've announced on their website that it will have an action pack expansion and various variants to do those missions with. So I'm looking forward to the HEMS version and what the action pack has to bring. I haven't seen much out there in the real world as far as firefighting capabilities of the H160, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's already some in the works. So that could be interesting as well. All of these cockpit and interior shots were actually taken from the VR mirror too, so this was in an HP Reverb G2. So the performance was doing really well and keeping up with the level of detail even in the VR headset. Overall, I think High Performance Group have done an amazing job with this add-on. It's kind of the new benchmark, really, that you look to for helicopters. Although there is a lot of automation and systems to work through that I myself need to learn, I found myself having a lot of fun with it. I think that'll be something that I fly a lot in the future. Thanks for watching, be safe, be kind, and I'll see you in the next video.